For everyone who encounters Wentworth Woodhouse, in person, in print, on screen or online, the vast scale of the building is a source of wonder. It's a truly inspirational piece of Georgian architecture, as are the structures of the nearby stables and riding school.
But these breathtaking exteriors mask a brutal reality. The phrase, "never judge a book by its cover," is horribly true here at Wentworth Woodhouse.
For visitors to the house, their experience inside the publicly accessible parts of the building provides a genuine thrill. The house contains some of the finest Georgian rooms ever created in Britain, and for the most part, they retain their original grandeur.
It's so easy to be left in awe at the majesty of the staterooms at Wentworth Woodhouse. The scale of the rooms, the opulence of the decor, and the elegance of the style were designed to impress. And to this day, they still do.
Look closely in these rooms, and you'll realise that all is not as it seems. In the marble saloon, water ingress and dry rot have eaten away at the interior fabric. In the Whistlejacket room, the ceiling plasterwork is being held up by timber battens to stop it crashing to the floor. And in the library, the effects of subsidence are all too clear with the misalignment of the doors and the cracks in the ceiling.
But at least these rooms are safe enough for visitors to enjoy. About 40% of the main mansion building still needs attention at roof level. Over here at the stables, the percentage is even higher, and there are parts of the stable roof that are held up with props to stop them collapsing on the rooms below. In our series of video shorts, Wentworth Woodhouse Off Limits, we explored some of the less familiar parts of Wentworth Woodhouse. These rooms here are some of the bedrooms in the Baroque part of the house. They're not off limits because we want to keep them a secret. Far from it. We'd love to be able to use these spaces ourselves or be able to share them with the public. The truth is, they're simply not safe enough for us to do any of that.
The staff and volunteer teams who work at Wentworth Woodhouse have a saying: "We're in a house with over 300 rooms, but there's nowhere to put anything." And that is no idle figure of speech. The very limited number of those 300 plus rooms that we can actually use are totally full.
And our inability to use much of what we have seriously limits what we can show the public. It also provides a serious barrier to how we grow the business side of our operations. And that's a major consideration, because we absolutely rely on the revenues we generate from visits, corporate hires, tours and events to keep Wentworth Woodhouse alive and thriving.
In 2018, when we launched our master plan for the site, we focused very much on the needs of the buildings we'd acquired, many of which were in danger of imminent collapse. This included the roof over the Bedlam wing and the roof over the riding school, both of which were replaced as part of a suite of emergency repairs.
In 2024, we're revisiting the priorities that were set out in the master plan through the lens of the needs of the business. We've grown what we do here exponentially. It's been an incredible success, but with increased visitor numbers and an ever-increasing event schedule, the limitations on space are causing problems.
In 2023, we had over 83,000 visitors. And in the house, we have only one male toilet with 3 urinals, 1 accessible toilet and 4 female toilets. The space occupied by our Butler's Pantry Cafe spreads across 3 different rooms and into the access corridor, but we have no outdoor space for cafe visitors. To grow the business, it's clear that we need more space and more facilities.
Most importantly, visitors who can't manage the stairs at the house can't access the main staterooms on the first floor. We desperately need a lift to improve levels of accessibility. Obtaining the necessary planning consents to install a lift inside a Grade 1 listed building costs money. Then there's the actual cost of the installation. We simply don't have these funds available.
Fundraising at Wentworth Woodhouse is of critical importance. We can't rely on grants from the Heritage Lottery Fund, Historic England or other bodies. We need to generate revenues from everything that we do, and here again, lack of space is a limiting factor.
For example, the cellars at Wentworth Woodhouse would make great event spaces and provide an exciting opportunity to create new tours. But we can't do that currently. At the moment, there's only one staircase in and out of the cellars. We can't open them to the public until we create more access routes. There are places where new access points could be made, but this requires planning consents and funding, which we just don't have.
The cellars at Wentworth Woodhouse are one of the sites we'll cover in our Off-Limits series. Another is the old servants' bedrooms that lead off Piazza Court behind the north wing of the house. Originally, these rooms included the old Georgian kitchens, but they were removed when the buildings were adapted for use by the Lady Mabel College of Physical Education. The kitchens were taken out and the room that housed them was extended into Piazza Court. This was used as the college canteen, and the old servants' bedrooms were used as student dormitories.
In the 2018 master plan, we suggested that these rooms could be repurposed to create a large cafe space, a private dining room and other shop and office space, with overnight accommodation on the first floor.
We currently use the ground floor spaces for storage, workshops and staff offices, but with proper consents and funding in place, they could be transformed into areas that generate significant revenues for the Trust and create new jobs for the local economy.
The same is true of the Bedlam wing, which extends to the south of the main mansion. There are over 20 derelict rooms in this part of the house, which could become office lets, overnight accommodation, or be put to some other use that would generate much needed income.
What we have at Wentworth Woodhouse is huge potential, but to realise that potential, we need to raise huge amounts of money. In 2017, we embarked on a 25-year plan to regenerate this beautiful site. Like many other places, the impact of price rises is being keenly felt at Wentworth Woodhouse.
For example, the average cost of building materials alone has risen by almost 40% between 2020 and 2024. With so much building work needing to be done here, this scale of price increase provides us with a serious challenge.
It can take well over a year to secure major funding bids. Estimates submitted at the beginning of the process are what the grant awards are based on, so even if we're lucky enough to have the grant awarded, cost increases mean we need to find even more money just to deliver to the original plan.
The staff and volunteer teams at Wentworth Woodhouse are a resourceful and resilient bunch of people. We are also incredibly creative and we're constantly thinking up new ways to generate revenues, from quiz nights and car boot sales to the materials made by the volunteer crafting group, which are sold at the house, and the videos made by the volunteer digital team. We know that literally every penny counts.
The vision of the Trust, to use Wentworth Woodhouse as a catalyst for positive change across the whole of South Yorkshire, is a huge motivator for everyone who works here. We've already made a tangible impact in terms of job creation, inward investment and well-being benefits. And as we bring more of the buildings we have into use, we can achieve so much more.
If you'd like to find out more about how you can help us achieve our vision, why not sign up to our Big House Heroes Challenge or visit the fundraising page on our website. You can find a link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, leave us a comment. Just by watching this video, you're helping us raise money by YouTube.